What's up guys, Danny Gevirtz here, and today we have like a little cinematography lighting testing type thing for you, so let's get into it. So today is going to be very fun. Today we are testing lighting interiors for day while at night, if you're catching all that. So yes, we are under a circumstance where it is pitch black outside, there is no sunlight, but we still want to shoot a daylight scene, and we're going to recreate that inside my apartment. And to do this, we're only going to use one light, and that one light is going to be one of my Aperture 120D Mark IIs. This is going to be a very basic, cool tutorial for people just getting the lighting and really trying to learn how to properly paint with light for the first time. We are going to test two setups. The first one is going to be a warm, like low sun kind of look, and the second one is going to be an overcast, cool, cloudy type of day situation. And again, we're doing all of this with one light. So for the first setup, we obviously wanted that low sun, like warm, like the sun is just about to set, pouring through the window type of look. First thing I did was take my Aperture 120D and I put it outside the window. And I really wanted the light to be harsh because when the sun's coming in at such like a low angle, it's going to be harsh light. So I'm not putting any diffusion over the light or over the window. It's just gonna be straight coming out of the Aperture 120D. But I also want to focus that beam a little more directionally to just shoot through my window at a specific angle. So I put a Fresnel mount onto the front of my light to focus that beam. And it's also very important to note whenever you're trying to replicate some kind of light shooting through a window, it's important to have some kind of like texture to cover the window so it doesn't look like you have a light outside and it doesn't look like it's pitch black outside and there's no detail. So in my case, I have these like little shutter blinds on my window, which is A, shaping light, B, controlling how much light I'm letting in through the window, and C, just like blocking that exterior so you can't tell what's behind the window. You can only tell that there's light coming in. In order to get a more warm feel coming out of my light source, I want to put in orange gel, a CTO, which stands for color temperature orange if you're not familiar with that. I put it over my Fresnel mount to replicate that warm, glowy feeling that's coming from a low sun look. And just to bring up the warm ambience a little bit in my picture, I actually increased my white balance from a normal daylight 5600 up to like, I think I did like 7000. Just give it a little more warmth. So yeah, this is where we're at right now. Then the next thing I wanted to do was add a little more atmosphere to the room. And because we're dealing with harsh light, we're gonna get those beams of light coming through a window. In order to give those beams of light some volume, I decided to add some haze to the room. So now you see me adding haze with a little aerosol atmosphere spray, which is awesome, by the way. We can talk about that another time. But yeah, check out the haze filling the room. It's giving the light volume and giving just like a overall ambience to the room. Yeah, this is the final wide. This is also a much more moody, dramatic type of look that I'm going for with one light. I'm not going for like a high-key comedy type look. I'm going for a nice like dramatic. My style is very dramatic and dark and moody, and it's very easy to achieve that with one light source a lot of the time. And then let's take a look at the close-up shot. The close-up shot, the lighting setup is exactly the same. You can see the harsh light coming through and it's shaped by the blinds, and it's leaving nice texture all over the place. You're getting a nice eye light in my eye. You're catching reflection of light off the blinds, hitting my eye. You're getting a little bit of balance and fill from the wall directly in front of me. And also, I didn't want it to lose too much contrast. So what I decided to do on this closer look is to add some negative fill by adding a black V-flat right in front of me to just cut out some ambient light coming in to the shadow side of my face, just to give a little more contrast between light and dark. Yeah, so that's the low sun, glowy, warm look, and we achieved it with one light. So let's talk about the second look that we were going for, and that second look that we were going for is like a cool, overcast type of day. So you want to think about the sun's positioning first off. It's not going to be at that same low angle with harsh light that the previous sunset look kind of had. It's going to be more overhead, and it's going to be a much softer light source coming through. The first thing I did was attach a light dome onto my Aperture 120D to make the light less harsh and more soft. I took my light source and I raised it up and had it shoot more downwards to replicate more of like the sky just like illuminating from above. And then I went an extra step to soften up the light, and I put there's just like a sheet of cheap diffusion over the entire window. This is just like a big like diffusion type blanket that I got off Amazon from Newer for like, I don't know, I think it was like $12. And I taped that up over the window. Then again, to block all that so it doesn't look like there's like some kind of production going on outside, closed up the blinds a little bit. I decided not to use any gels on this one. I decided to just go with strictly the daylight temperature coming out of my Aperture 120D. In order to cool down my image a little bit and give it a little more cool, like overcast feel, I decided to take my white balance inside the camera and again drop it below daylight. And I think I dropped it to like 4700. Again, I decided to add haze just to add a little more atmosphere to the room. Again, just give it a moodier feel. So if we move into the close shot again, I did the same thing. I went to cut out some of that fill coming from the shadow side of my girlfriend. This is my girlfriend, by the way. So I decided to put up some negative fill again, and I used my black V flat, put it in front of Anna, my girlfriend, and that cut out some light coming back into the shadow side to give the image a little bit more contrast. You can see great highlight coming from the window, coming from the wall directly in front of her. So yeah, that is lighting interiors for day while shooting at night with just one light. I can't stress enough how important lighting is in cinematography. It is everything. Take away the cameras, take away the lenses, all the expensive equipment. You can make any camera look good if you know how to properly light a situation. And so that's where we have value as cinematographers. We know how to light things. We're not just picking up a camera and shooting. We're cinematographers. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Hopefully you can take this information into your shoots in the future and you can remember me and think of me while you're shooting, because that would make me so happy. I had the fullest heart just knowing that you guys are learning. Thank you guys. Until next time, talk to you.